Are you unknowingly sabotaging one of the most powerful superfoods on the planet? Imagine a treasure trove of nutrients, a secret weapon for your heart, brain, and bones, sitting right on your grocery shelf. Incredibly affordable and effortlessly healthy. We're talking about sardines, those tiny, silvery fish packed with an astonishing array of protein, vital omega-3s, bone-building calcium, and essential vitamins that keep your body thriving. They're a rare gem in the seafood world, naturally low in mercury, making them a consistently safe and incredibly smart choice for regular enjoyment. But here's the unsettling truth that most people never realize. You could be making critical, yet easily avoidable blunders that strip these mighty fish of their goodness, leaving you with bland disappointment instead of vibrant health. The chances are high that, without even realizing it, you're draining away their incredible benefits, spoiling their delicate taste, and potentially even compromising your well-being. This isn't just about a minor culinary oversight. It's about unknowingly discarding an entire universe of health advantages. What if the very way you select, store, or even prepare these little powerhouses is preventing you from harnessing their full, remarkable potential? What if the most nutritious part is slipping right through your fingers? Don't let common missteps continue to rob you of this accessible dietary marvel. Prepare to uncover the surprising truths that will revolutionize your relationship with sardines, transforming them from a mere meal into a peak performance fuel for your entire body. Unveiling the hidden gold, why you must keep the bones. One of the most astonishing and widespread errors in consuming sardines is the instinctive removal of their tiny, delicate bones. For generations, we've been conditioned to meticulously debone larger fish, a practice born from necessity due to sharp, potentially hazardous skeletal structures. This ingrained habit, however, becomes a grave disservice when applied to sardines. These aren't the formidable bones you find in a salmon or a cod. Sardine bones are remarkably different. The meticulous canning process subjects these small fish to intense pressure cooking, rendering their bones incredibly soft, entirely edible, and so tender that most individuals consume them without a second thought or even noticing their presence. This isn't just a matter of convenience, it's a crucial nutritional secret. Those seemingly insignificant bones are, in fact, an absolute powerhouse of essential minerals. They stand as one of the single best natural sources of calcium readily available in any seafood. A single serving of sardines, consumed with its bones intact, can provide over a third of your entire daily calcium requirement. This isn't merely a bonus. Calcium is indispensable for maintaining robust bone density, ensuring strong teeth, and facilitating proper muscle function throughout your body. Furthermore, these tiny skeletal treasures often contain significant amounts of vitamin D, a vital nutrient that works in synergistic harmony with calcium, enabling your body to absorb and utilize this crucial mineral effectively. Together, calcium and vitamin D form an unbeatable duo, providing unparalleled protection for bone health, a benefit that becomes increasingly important as we navigate the aging process. By painstakingly picking out these bones, you're not only creating unnecessary labor for yourself, but you are literally discarding a concentrated dose of nutrients your body desperately needs to thrive. The irony is, their texture is so integrated into the fish flesh that they are practically undetectable to the palate. Many seasoned sardine enthusiasts can't even discern where the soft fish meat ends and the tender bones begin. While it's true that some manufacturers offer deboned varieties, these typically command a higher price point and frequently appear more fragmented or broken, a consequence of the aggressive deboning process that compromises the fish's integrity. This means you're paying a premium for a product that delivers reduced nutritional value and an inferior aesthetic. The solution to this widespread oversight is remarkably simple: embrace the bones. They are unequivocally safe, extraordinarily nutritious, and virtually imperceptible once you begin eating. Consider them a hidden, complementary nutrient boost, transforming sardines into one of the most incredibly nutrient-dense and complete foods you can incorporate into your diet. The great packing debate: why oil reigns, supreme over water. The path to maximizing the benefits of sardines often begins not in the kitchen, but in the bustling aisles of your local grocery store. One of the most significant yet overlooked decisions you'll make is choosing between sardines packed in water versus those immersed in oil. On the surface, the water-packed option might appear to be the healthier, more calorie-conscious choice, seemingly lighter, with less fat, and a more neutral taste. However, this seemingly intuitive selection is a profound mistake that deprives you of both superior flavor and essential nutrition. Sardines are naturally brimming with beneficial fats, particularly the revered omega-3 fatty acids, which are crucial for reducing inflammation, safeguarding cardiovascular health, and supporting cognitive function. When sardines are preserved in a quality oil like olive oil, this oil performs multiple vital functions. It acts as a protective blanket, preserving the fish's inherent moisture and delicate texture. Crucially, it also plays a significant role in enhancing your body's ability to absorb and effectively utilize those precious omega-3s, ensuring you get the maximum benefit from every bite. Water, conversely, offers none of these protective or enhancing qualities. Sardines packed in water frequently emerge from the tin tasting bland, exhibiting a dry, sometimes even metallic, aftertaste. This undesirable transformation occurs because water is incapable of shielding the fish's natural, healthy oils from oxidation, a process where these delicate fats break down when exposed to air and light. As oxidation progresses, both the vibrant taste and the inherent nutritional value of the sardines rapidly diminish. Oil, on the other hand, functions as an impermeable shield, effectively sealing in the freshness, moisture, and flavor of the sardines, preserving them beautifully for extended periods. In fact, a connoisseur's secret is that many sardines packed in high-quality olive oil actually deepen and improve in flavor with age, much like a fine wine. While it is true that sardines packed in oil will naturally contain more calories, these are predominantly the right kind of calories, healthy, unsaturated fats that are profoundly beneficial for your entire body. This seemingly minor choice in the grocery aisle holds the power to make an enormous difference in your overall sardine experience. If your goal is to enjoy sardines that are not only bursting with exquisite flavor, but also deliver their full spectrum of nutritional benefits, then bypass the water-packed tins and consistently reach for those lovingly preserved in a premium quality oil. The peril of procrastination. The clock starts ticking upon opening. Few mistakes are as universally committed as leaving an opened can of sardines to linger beyond its prime. While an unopened tin of sardines can patiently reside in your pantry for several years, a silent and irreversible countdown commences the instant that lid is popped open. The moment these delicate fish are exposed to the ambient air, an insidious process of deterioration begins. The healthy, beneficial oils within the sardines immediately start to oxidize, a chemical reaction that not only fundamentally alters their desirable flavor profile, but more importantly, systematically breaks down those invaluable omega-3 fatty acids, the very cornerstone of why many of us choose to eat sardines in the first place. This means that with every passing hour, the nutritional potency wanes and the delightful taste progressively diminishes. The precise longevity of open sardines is also heavily influenced by their packing medium. Sardines packed in water, lacking the protective barrier of oil, are the most perishable, typically going downhill within a mere 24 hours. Those enrobed in oil fare slightly better, offering a window of 2 to 3 days when stored diligently in the refrigerator. If your sardines are suspended in a rich tomato sauce, you might cautiously extend their safe consumption period to 4 days. However, there is one absolute non-negotiable rule. Regardless of their packing medium, sardines that have been open for a full week are compromised and should be considered unsafe for consumption. An equally common and hazardous error involves leaving any leftover sardines directly within their original metal can. Once exposed to air, the metal of the can react with the fish, accelerating spoilage and imparting a distinctly unpleasant metallic taint to the delicate flavors. This is precisely why culinary and food safety experts unanimously advocate for the immediate transfer of any remaining sardines into a clean, non-reactive glass or plastic airtight container. This simple yet critical step effectively seals out air, dramatically slows the loss of precious nutrients, and meticulously preserves their inherent flavor. While freezing offers a way to extend their life even further, be aware that it typically alters the texture, often making the fish softer than their original state. The ultimate best practice remains straightforward. Only open the quantity of sardines you realistically anticipate consuming within a couple of days, and always, without exception, transfer any leftovers into a properly sealed container. This easy habit is your guarantee to keep your sardines not only safe and fresh, but also brimming with every last drop of their remarkable nutritional promise. Decoding the shelf life, heeding expiration dates and storage wisdom. The misconception that all canned food possesses an indefinite shelf life is a prevalent one, and it's a belief that can lead to both disappointing meals and potential health risks when it comes to sardines. While it's true that sardines, when properly sealed and stored under optimal conditions, can remain good for several years, they are far from indestructible. Heat, direct sunlight, and excessive moisture are insidious adversaries that actively work against their longevity and quality. Negligently placing cans in a sunny kitchen window directly adjacent to a hot stove or within a damp, unventilated pantry creates an environment conducive to rapid deterioration. Such conditions accelerate the breakdown of both the protective can itself and the delicate fish within. Over time, the healthy oils encapsulated within the fish will oxidize, causing flavors to turn sour or rancid, and the invaluable nutrients to gradually diminish. Even more critically, a can that has been compromised by heat or physical damage may lose its integrity, creating an entry point for harmful bacteria to proliferate, rendering the sardines unequivocally unsafe for consumption. Furthermore, a nuance often overlooked by consumers is that not all varieties of sardines exhibit the same impressive keeping qualities. Those packed in acidic liquids, such as tomato sauce or vinegary marinades, tend to break down more rapidly than their counterparts preserved in oil. This crucial distinction implies a smart storage strategy. If your pantry boasts a diverse collection of sardine types, prioritize and consume the more acidic varieties first, reserving the oil-packed tins for longer-term storage. Before you even consider opening a can, make it a steadfast habit to meticulously inspect its exterior. Any signs of bulging, visible rust, deep dents along the seams, or any indication of leakage should be an immediate red flag. Do not take chances with your health. These cans should be discarded without hesitation. View sardines through the lens of their true value. They are one of the most accessible and affordable superfoods available. It would be a profound waste to neglect them through poor storage habits. And more importantly, it's simply not worth jeopardizing your health for the sake of an improperly stored can. With just a modicum of care and adherence to these simple guidelines, you can ensure that every single can of sardines remains fresh, safe, and poised to deliver the full spectrum of health benefits it inherently promises. Beyond the can, unleashing sardines' culinary versatility. While the sheer convenience of simply popping open a tin of sardines and enjoying them straight from the can is undeniably appealing, exclusively adhering to this method is a significant culinary disservice. It's a mistake that severely limits your enjoyment and ultimately leads many to prematurely tire of this incredibly nutritious food. Sardines are far more versatile than most people ever imagine. They are not merely a ready-to-eat snack, but a dynamic ingredient waiting to elevate countless dishes. Shift your perspective and begin to envision them as a foundational component, much like a gourmet protein or a flavorful seasoning. For instance, consider mashing them gently with a dollop of creamy Greek yogurt, ripe avocado, or a drizzle of exquisite olive oil to create a protein-rich, savory spread that transforms humble bread or crackers into a sophisticated appetizer. elevate a simple piece of toast by crowning it with sardines, then adding vibrant toppings such as briny capers, thinly sliced red onions, or juicy cherry tomatoes for a Mediterranean-inspired bite that feels utterly gourmet, yet takes mere minutes to assemble. These little fish also shine brilliantly when integrated into hot meals. Stir them into a simmering pasta sauce during the final stages of cooking. Their presence will infuse the dish with an extra layer of savory depth and a significant boost of heart-healthy omega-3s without overwhelming the other flavors. Integrate them into a vibrant stir-fry just before serving to ensure they remain intact, while simultaneously boosting the meal's protein content. Even something as universally loved as pizza gains a new dimension with the addition of sardines. Their robust, savory, and slightly salty profile harmonizes beautifully with complementary toppings like olives, roasted peppers, and fresh herbs. And for a truly powerhouse start to your day, gently fold them into scrambled eggs or a fluffy omelette. The advantages of this culinary exploration extend far beyond mere taste. They significantly enhance nutrition absorption. Pairing sardines with a colorful array of fresh vegetables, wholesome grains, or other healthy fats actively aids your body in assimilating their dense nutrient profile more efficiently. For example, consuming them alongside vitamin C-rich foods such as tomatoes or bell peppers can dramatically improve your body's uptake of the iron present in the fish. So, while an occasional straight-from-the-can snack is perfectly acceptable, do not allow it to define your entire sardine experience. With just a touch of imagination and a willingness to experiment, sardines can effortlessly transition from a simple pantry item into a secret weapon, capable of making countless dishes more exciting, more flavorful, and infinitely more nutritious. The myth of monotony, a world of sardine, flavors awaits. One of the most persistent misconceptions about sardines is the belief that they are a monolithic food, that once you've tasted one can, you've experienced them all. This notion is fundamentally flawed and significantly undermines the rich diversity and nuanced complexity that these small fish offer. Much like the intricate world of fine wines, artisanal coffees, or aged cheeses, sardines exhibit a remarkable spectrum of flavors, textures, and overall quality. These variations are profoundly influenced by factors such as their geographical origin, the specific methods used for packing, and even the precise time of year they were caught. Consider for a moment the vast difference that the waters they inhabit can impart. Atlantic sardines, for instance, can present a distinctly different flavor profile from their counterparts sourced from the Mediterranean or the Pacific, simply because the unique water temperatures, their dietary intake, and the specific marine environment all play a pivotal role in shaping the fish's characteristics. Sardines harvested from colder waters, such as those famously found off the coast of Norway, often possess a firmer, more resilient bite and a notably cleaner, more pristine flavor. Conversely, sardines from warmer aquatic regions tend to be softer in texture and exhibit a richer, more pronounced taste. Even the season of their catch contributes to their sensory profile. Fish caught in the crispness of spring may offer a lighter, more delicate flavor, while those netted later in the year, having had more time to feed, are often fattier and consequently more robustly flavored. And the journey of flavor doesn't end there. The liquid in which the sardines are packed is a monumental determinant of their final taste. Whether suspended in high-quality olive oil, a tangy tomato sauce, a zesty mustard, or simply water, each medium dramatically coaxes out different dimensions of flavor. Spanish and Portuguese sardines, often meticulously hand-packed in exquisite olive oil, are renowned for developing deep, sophisticated, and wonderfully complex flavors over extended periods, making them a true culinary delight. Some artisan producers even impart a delicate smoky essence to their sardines, bestowing upon them a savory richness that is truly unparalleled, while others creatively employ spiced oils or sauces to deliver an invigorating kick. Therefore, if your initial encounter with one particular can of sardines left you unimpressed, please do not prematurely dismiss this entire category of seafood. That solitary experience might simply have been with a type or brand that didn't align with your preferences. Embarking on an exploratory journey through various brands, diverse geographical origins, and different packing styles has the potential to completely reframe and profoundly enhance your entire sardine experience. Sardines are emphatically not a one-size-fits-all delicacy. Once you permit yourself the pleasure of experimentation, you will discover that a truly vast and delightful world of flavors lies waiting, nestled within those humble yet extraordinary little tins. The art of complement, mastering. Sardine flavor pairings. Sardines are not shy, they are bold, assertive little fish. Their rich oils and distinctively savory, umami-laden taste making them incredibly potent ingredients in any dish. However, this very strength demands a nuanced understanding of how to pair them effectively. One of the most common culinary missteps is forcing sardines into combinations with flavors that clash aggressively rather than harmoniously balance their inherent character. The fundamental secret to unlocking their full gastronomic potential lies in contrast. Their natural richness and depth truly shine brightest when introduced to bright, fresh, or tangy ingredients that possess the ability to cut through and lighten their inherent oiliness. Imagine the invigorating burst of fresh lemon juice, the sharp tang of a quality vinegar, the briny pop of capers, the vibrant sweetness of ripe tomatoes, or the crisp acidity of pickled vegetables. These incisive flavors don't simply mask the sardine's essence. Rather, they serve to sharpen it, to highlight its best qualities, making the entire dish feel more balanced, more exciting, and profoundly more enjoyable. Fresh, aromatic herbs such as parsley, dill, or cilantro also contribute a clean, herbaceous note that magically lifts and brightens the overall flavor profile. So, what specific pairings should you approach with caution? Generally, avoid heavy, creamy sauces, overly buttery preparations, or excessively sweet accompaniments. Combining rich cream with already oily sardines often results in a dish that feels overwhelmingly heavy and cloying, quickly fatiguing the palate. Similarly, sweet glazes or fruit-based toppings tend to create an awkward battle with the sardine's natural saltiness, leading to an unpleasant and discordant clash of flavors. Consider this practical illustration. Sardines artfully arranged on toast with a generous squeeze of lemon and a scattering of fresh herbs taste wonderfully light, fresh, and profoundly satisfying. Now picture those same sardines smothered under a dense, heavy cheese sauce. The double richness would almost certainly render them unappealing and difficult to truly savor. While culinary experimentation is always encouraged and can lead to delightful discoveries, the bedrock principle when pairing with sardines is always balance. When you conscientiously select the right complementary flavors, sardines transcend their humble origins as fish in a can and are elevated to a gourmet ingredient, one that feels fresh, vibrantly alive, and truly unforgettable. The undoing of goodness. Why rinsing sardines is a costly mistake. This particular error might genuinely catch you by surprise, as it's a practice many people engage in with the best of intentions, yet it's one of the most detrimental things you can do to your sardines. We're talking about the act of rinsing them under running water before consumption. A common rationale behind this ritual is the desire to reduce perceived saltiness, excessive fat, or that distinct fishy aroma. However, the stark reality is that rinsing them simply washes away both their nuanced flavor and a significant portion of their invaluable nutrients. When sardines are meticulously canned, the oil, sauce, or brine they are suspended in is far more than mere packing material. It's an integral component of their preservation and flavor development. Over the many months of careful storage, a slow but profound exchange occurs. The delicate fish naturally releases some of its inherent juices and flavors into the liquid, while simultaneously, key nutrients, most notably the heart-healthy omega-3s and vital fat-soluble vitamins, gradually seep into that very liquid. When you subject them to a rinse, you are quite literally flushing away not only the complex flavors that have been diligently developing for months, but also a substantial portion of those health-giving nutrients. For sardines packed in oil, rinsing introduces another set of problems. As oil and water are inherently immiscible, the fish emerge from the rinse feeling oddly slippery, often broken apart, and considerably less appetizing in appearance and texture. The same holds true for sardines bathed in rich tomato or zesty mustard sauces. Rinsing them strips away the tangy zest and robust richness that are essential for balancing the fish's natural flavors. And regarding the concern about saltiness, while it's true that some sardines can be quite briny, rinsing doesn't truly mitigate this. The salt is absorbed deeply into the fish's flesh during the canning process, rather than merely sitting on the surface. A far more effective and beneficial solution is to actively seek out low-sodium varieties in the grocery store, or, alternatively, to simply reduce the amount of salt you use in the accompanying elements of your meal. This strategic approach ensures that you retain every ounce of flavor and every molecule of nutrition. Consider it this way. Rinsing sardines is akin to meticulously dismantling months of careful flavor and nutrient building in a matter of mere seconds. Instead of washing away this accumulated goodness, embrace the oil, the brine, or the sauce. It is, after all, an intrinsic part of what makes canned sardines such a uniquely special and remarkably convenient food. Dispelling the fishy fable, reimagining sardine flavor. One of the most formidable barriers preventing people from enjoying the unparalleled health benefits of sardines is the pervasive belief that they are inherently too fishy. This perception often leads to an automatic aversion, causing many to dismiss these incredible superfoods entirely. However, let's confront a fundamental truth. Sardines are, in fact, fish. They are supposed to taste of the sea, to carry the clean, invigorating essence of the ocean. The real problem isn't the sardines themselves or their natural flavor. Rather, it often stems from how they've been stored, how they are prepared, or how thoughtfully they are paired with other ingredients. A truly high-quality sardine, when treated with respect, should present a clean, distinctly savory and pleasantly briny flavor, much like a fresh, crisp sea breeze. If your experience with sardines has left you with an overpoweringly strong or unpleasantly pungent taste, it's highly probable that the issue lies elsewhere. Perhaps they were not stored optimally, they might be past their peak date, or crucially, they simply weren't complemented by the right accompanying flavors. The authentic culinary trick to appreciating sardines isn't to attempt to conceal their natural flavor, but rather to skillfully brighten and enhance it. This is where the magic of acidic ingredients comes into play. A generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a delicate splash of quality vinegar, or a spoonful of vibrant tomato sauce can work wonders, cutting through any perceived heaviness and infusing the flavor with a lively, zesty lift. Similarly, fresh, aromatic herbs like finely chopped parsley, cilantro, or dill introduce a clean, herbaceous note that expertly balances the inherent richness of the fish. Furthermore, the quality of the sardines themselves makes an enormous difference. Premium sardines, carefully packed in superior olive oil or a robust tomato sauce, consistently offer a much cleaner, more refined taste profile than cheaper, mass-produced, or poorly processed alternatives. And here's an intriguing physiological insight. Your taste buds possess an amazing capacity for adaptation. If you don't frequently consume fish, the initial encounter with sardines might indeed register as intensely strong. However, with consistent exposure and a willingness to explore, your palate will gradually begin to discern their subtle sweetness, their intricate umami, and their profound depth of flavor. Instead of prematurely writing off sardines as simply too fishy, embark on a journey of experimentation with various pairings. Toss them into a vibrant salad, cascade a generous amount of citrus over them, or serve them alongside crisp, refreshing vegetables. You will likely be astonished at how swiftly that initial fishy impression transforms into a flavor you genuinely anticipate and relish. The liquid gold, discarded, the unforgivable waste of sardine oil. Without a shadow of a doubt, the single most egregious and fiscally irresponsible mistake countless individuals make when consuming sardines is the act of thoughtlessly draining out the packing oil and allowing this golden, nutrient-rich liquid to disappear down the sink. This isn't mere waste, it's a profound loss, for this precious liquid is a veritable sanctuary where some of the finest flavor and most concentrated nutrition lie hidden. Here's precisely why. When sardines are meticulously packed in oil, a slow transformative exchange commences within the sealed tin. Over weeks and months of patient storage, the delicate fish gradually releases some of its inherent juices, essential oils, and profound savory essence into the surrounding oil. Simultaneously, the packing oil, now enriched, begins to infuse back into the fish, further tenderizing and flavoring it. This prolonged, symbiotic process results in the oil becoming incredibly concentrated with vital omega-3 fatty acids, crucial fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, and a deep, complex savory flavor that can only be developed over time. In essence, this once simple packing oil is transformed into a potent elixir of liquid nutrition. To unceremoniously discard it is not merely to lose a few calories, it is to literally pour away invaluable nutrients that are fundamental for protecting your cardiovascular health, enhancing cognitive function, and bolstering your immune system. From a purely culinary perspective, you are also discarding a complementary, incredibly versatile flavor booster that professional chefs would enthusiastically welcome into their kitchens. So, what magnificent uses await this sardine oil? The possibilities are surprisingly abundant. Drizzle this intensely flavored oil directly over fresh salads, transforming them with a rich umami depth that far surpasses most bottled dressings. Employ it to delicately sauté onions and garlic, imparting an extraordinary foundational flavor before you add pasta or rice. Stir it into warming soups or hearty stews, instantly enriching the broth with layers of complexity. You can even enjoy it in its simplest, most elegant form. Dip fresh, crusty bread into it, perhaps with a generous squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of fresh herbs for an effortlessly gourmet and satisfying snack. And here's a delightful bonus. The flavor of the oil actually deepens and matures even further after the can has been opened. When properly stored in an airtight container within the refrigerator for a few days, it can contribute even more intricate complexity to your subsequent meals. Sardine oil is quite simply too valuable to ever consider wasting. Treat it with the respect it deserves, like the secret ingredient it truly is, and allow it to elevate your culinary creations to new flavorful heights. A note of caution: who should navigate sardines with care? While sardines are undeniably celebrated as one of the healthiest and most nutritionally dense foods you can embrace, it is important to acknowledge that, like any potent dietary powerhouse, they may not be ideally suited for everyone. A few specific groups of individuals should approach their consumption with a degree of extra caution and mindful moderation. Firstly, individuals grappling with high blood pressure or those who exhibit a sensitivity to salt should be particularly vigilant. The vast majority of commercially canned sardines are preserved in brine, oil, or sauces that contain a notable amount of sodium. Excessive salt intake is a well-established contributor to elevated blood pressure, making low-sodium varieties a significantly preferable and safer option for this demographic. Secondly, those prone to gout or who possess high levels of uric acid in their system need to exercise prudence. Sardines are naturally rich in purines, compounds that the body metabolizes into uric acid. For sensitive individuals, a high intake of purines can act as a trigger, instigating painful gout flare-ups. In these cases, moderation is not merely advisable, but absolutely crucial. Similarly, anyone with a history of kidney stones, particularly uric acid stones, should proceed with caution, as purine-rich foods may potentially heighten their risk. It is always wise for these individuals to consult with their healthcare provider before incorporating sardines into their regular diet. Finally, pregnant women, while benefiting immensely from the low mercury content of sardines, a distinct advantage over larger predatory fish like tuna or swordfish, should remain mindful of the sodium and calorie content, if they are consuming them frequently. This is especially relevant given the common packing in oil or brine. For the vast majority of healthy individuals, sardines truly represent a fantastic and highly beneficial food to integrate regularly into their eating habits. However, if you identify with any of the aforementioned groups, adopting a conservative and moderate approach to sardine consumption is unequivocally the safest and most sensible path forward. Jokik O. Unlocking your sardine potential. A final word. In the vast landscape of available nutrition, sardines stand out as one of the most profoundly underrated superfoods imaginable. They are a compact marvel, brimming with an impressive array of protein, vital omega-3 fatty acids, bone-strengthening calcium, and a symphony of essential vitamins, all working in concert to support your heart, brain, and bones. Moreover, they achieve all of this while remaining one of the most remarkably budget-friendly and accessible foods you can possibly purchase. Yet, as we have thoroughly explored, their true power and potential are only fully realized when they are treated with the informed respect they deserve. From the seemingly simple act of selecting the right can from the grocery shelf, to adhering to proper storage protocols, mastering the art of thoughtful flavor pairing, and executing mindful preparation techniques. Every single one of these seemingly small choices holds the capacity to dramatically alter your experience. These nuanced decisions can be the fundamental difference between a bland, underwhelming, and ultimately wasted meal and a truly powerful, invigorating boost of concentrated nutrition that fuels your body and delights your palate. Do not allow simple, easily rectifiable slip-ups to continue to inadvertently strip away the incredible multifaceted benefits that sardines so generously offer. Now, armed with this invaluable knowledge, you possess the keys to unlock their complete and magnificent potential, deftly navigating and avoiding the common pitfalls that ensnare most people. You are now equipped to transform this humble, often overlooked fish into a consistent beacon of health and culinary delight in your life.